Intro Skippers, your favorite podcast about what's streaming and the culture around it, presented by your friends with unique perspectives on entertainment because we work in it.
I'm Jason, an award-winning entertainer.
I'm Kim. I'm an award-winning journalist. Gentlemen Broncos. Neither about gentlemen nor Broncos.
True. Although I think there's a name that they mention once or something as
Yeast Lords.
No, not
No?
that. No, I think he mentions Bronco as a possible name for a character.
Yeah, but then he wants him to change it to Broncanus.
Right, yeah. Anything with anus at the end of it, apparently, is his writing style.
Gentlemen Broncos is the 2009 movie directed by Jared Hess, written by Jared Hess and Jerusha Hess, starring actors Michael Angarano, Jermaine Clement, Sam Rockwell, and Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a cowboy movie because Jason suggested it, and the name.
Hey.
Well, you wear a cowboy hat every day of your life.
I do, although technically I'm wearing a baseball hat right now. But anyway.
Yeah, it's weird. What are you doing? Where's your hat?
I got to wear headphones when we record this, so it's kind of hard.
I guess I've never noticed.
Well, okay, so here's how I discovered it. And I don't know how I missed this. And I think maybe I missed it because I sort of, upon researching it more, it looks like it's almost like the end of the Napoleon Dynamite trilogy, you might say.
What's the other movie in the...
Nacho Libre.
That's not the same as Napoleon Dynamite.
No, it's not. But he made 3 movies in a row. Napoleon Dynamite, then he made Nacho Libre, and then he made Gentlemen Broncos. So,
well, I was going to get to this at the end.
Oh, all right. I didn't know.
I mean, it's very Napoleon Dynamite-esque.
It
Some
is.
would say some of the characters are exactly the same as Napoleon Dynamite.
Some might say that.
I would.
Okay.
But Napoleon Dynamite was written and directed by the exact same people 5 years before this movie premiered. Ironically, the movie is about plagiarism, and in fact, the creators plagiarized themselves, but made a far worse result. I hate this movie, and everyone should be ashamed. The only redeeming thing is the cinematic universe shares DNA with The White Lotus, which I loved, and I'm excited to watch soon. That's going to be a better movie. Jason picked this movie and has convinced me that he was trying to make the show How Did This Get Made?
I'm really not. I'm not. What I thought was fascinating about this movie was I didn't hear about it at all. But then I started seeing clips of it on TikTok, like recently, like within the last couple of months.
In what context?
It was the scene where I guess the plagiarized hero, the plagiarized version of the hero with the white hair and mustache, that he is trying to break into the yeast factory. And he's like, Cyclops there, moon buggies. That clip is not only all over TikTok, there's also people like lip syncing to it. Right?
Okay.
Like now. And I'm going, what is this movie? Where was this movie? How did I miss it? And
maybe TikTok picked the best part and we could have just left it at that.
Maybe they did. Maybe I wasted 90 minutes of your life. I will say this. When I saw that it was only 90 minutes, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
I do that often too, where I'm like, ooh, a short-ass movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite genre of movie.
Do I love this movie? I think I like it more than you do.
I really don't like it.
I don't love it. But I thought it would be interesting to do an episode on it because I feel like more people are discovering it now because of
TikTok.
The TikTok
Okay,
phenomenon.
That's fair. You didn't tell me that. I thought you just picked this because, like me, you thought it was about cowboys, and then you were just like, huh. Because when I watched the intro, I thought, oh, this could be cool. This has potential.
Right.
And then it was just like, you know that era of comedy where everything was random?
Yeah.
That's what it did. There's a lot of that. There's some really, like, scenes that go on too long, a lot of awkward acting, which I think is on purpose, much like Napoleon Dynamite. There's that lotion hand massage scene, which made me go, what the hell is going on?
Wait, I don't even remember that one.
It's on the bus. The girl tricks him into giving all his money to her.
Yeah. That's right.
The girl who is both Summer and Deb from Napoleon Dynamite. Mm-hmm. And she's sitting with Lonnie, who is the guy who played Esqueleto in Nacho Libre.
Right.
Prefer that movie. Mm-hmm. And she goes, she squeezes a lot of lotion in her hand. She goes, give me a hand massage. And he just has to like rub her hands, and it goes on way too long.
Yep.
And then a snake has diarrhea everywhere. And
that part, yeah, you texted me about that. You're like, what was the point of the snake diarrhea? And I said, I don't have an answer for that. I really don't. Other than I would say it's to establish that guy is an idiot. Right?
Spoiler alert, almost every character is an idiot. A lot of things happen for no reason. Like Jennifer Coolidge's character has a scene where like some man propositions her and she cries, and it seems like it's out of nowhere. Did I zone out? What happened?
No, well, see, that's the guy that. So the whole idea behind that character Don Carlos is they keep referring to his dresses the whole movie. So every time they go to the store where
the nightgown store?
Yes. So every time they go to the store, Don Carlos is the guy who owns that line.
Oh, maybe I did zone out.
Yeah, you must have zoned out.
The mom, who is Jennifer Coolidge, who is perfect, and I love her, works at it looks like a Kmart, but they only sell nightgowns, and they're all behind the counter, and they all cost $80.
Right, and they're terrible.
And they're hideous. Yeah. All the fashion is hideous.
Mm-hmm. And then we even get to see a fashion show at the end.
And that's hideous, too.
Yeah. This movie.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the parts that are weird in the sci-fi sequences, because I'm like, oh, they're just writing a really, like, ridiculous story, you know? Mm-hmm. Cyclops there, moon buggy there, throwing up all over the place, a yeast factory.
Trying to sew something back on.
My gonads.
Yeah. That was my extra gonad. He grabbed back up
you
gonads.
You could play that character. That's my gonad.
Yeah. That's my extra gonad. That's my backup. Oh, no. Man, we got to break in there.
Oh, boy. So pretty much what it is a young man writes a sci-fi story, and he takes it to this young writer's workshop, convention?
I think feels like it's a retreat.
Yeah.
But he goes home early or something. It's like a week-long writer's workshop / retreat.
And he wants to meet his hero, who is played by Jermaine Clement, and he's playing a real dick. And he pretty much steals his story because he's kind of under the gun, under his publisher, and just barely changes some of the names, but it's basically the same thing. And it takes off. It's a big hit. Meanwhile, the kid has sold the script to a couple of independent filmmakers who are terrible. Mm-hmm. They are played by Halle Pfeiffer as Tabitha Jenkins and Hector Jimenez as Lonnie Donahoe. Mm-hmm. And they're awful. And they ruin one of the nightgowns and make it even uglier than before. They do. And
do you mean they're awful actors or they're awful characters?
They're awful people. And they're awful filmmakers.
Yeah.
And
it says Kate McKinnon was in this movie.
I didn't see her.
I didn't either. But I
don't think she was.
That's Google talking.
But Mike White was in this movie.
Yes.
Who was the creator of The White Lotus. And Jennifer Coolidge. I mean, if he met Jennifer Coolidge here, then that's enough for me to think this movie is worth it.
That might have happened. I mean, that's a reasonable story.
Uncle Rico, he's also in The White Lotus. So maybe this world connected them all together to make one of my favorite series on HBO.
So Gentlemen Broncos needed to happen for all these other wonderful
Yeah, but I didn't have to see it.
You did. You did, and I made you watch it. And I'm sorry. But that's a testament to our friendship, that our friendship survived this.
Yeah. It's true. I'm pretty unforgiving.
Yeah. I know, one of these days, it's going to be the end. It's over.
I'm not doing this again.
Right. Goodbye. Goodbye forever.
So pretty much, he's going to get the story stolen from him, and what saves him is that his mother actually registered all his stories with, I think, this world's version of the Writers Guild. I don't think it's the Writers Guild, though. And pretty much that means he can prove precedent, and everyone realizes the other writer is a fraud, and this guy actually wrote the book, and then he uses the money to pay for his mom's awful fashion show, and everyone's happy.
It's actually, I mean, they really wrap it up with a button. You know what I mean? Like, they tie it with a bow, everything. They don't leave. They let you see that he, you know, because you're thinking, oh, well, he did photocopy it, and he did, his weird friend read it, so like there's sort of a way that he could prove it, but it's going to be like little kid versus big successful author. There's no way. But as soon as she shows him that she registered while he's in jail, by the way.
Yeah, and he's jailed for attacking the writer at a signing?
Yeah, at a signing. Once you see that, then you go, oh, okay, great. They could have ended the movie there. But no. Then they do the dramatic scene where all of the plagiarized books are being pulled off the shelf and Yeast Lords is being put on the shelf. And they could have ended the movie there. But no, then they go, during the closing credits, you get to see the fashion show.
Jason, can you describe the plot of Yeast Lords for me?
Okay. Maybe. I think that
Sam Rockwell is in these scenes only as the fictional hero of
his name's
story.
Bronco, though. That's where Gentleman Broncos
But there's
comes
only
from.
one Bronco.
You're right. Well, technically there's two because there's the plagiarized version of Bronco.
Oh, but what's
if you
Gentleman?
think about it.
They're the Gentlemen?
I don't know who
Is the title of this
Gentlemen
movie These Two Guys?
I mean, it could be. That would be a good name for a podcast.
Well, we can't call this one that because I am a girl.
You're right. But I mean, sometimes people say,
No,
hey, guys.
won't accept it.
Are fair. Okay. So what do they call, I forget what they call it's like Brutus, I think he changes his name to Brutus.
Brutus.
Yeah. Yeast Lords.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the distant future.
I like your trailer voice, but go ahead.
Yeast Lords, in the distant future, men will have many sets of gonads, of which can be removed and then put back on with needle and thread. Then
Something about a bald lady.
Yeah, a bald lady comes and helps him. I guess they grew up together on a yeast farm. You're really not told. Would I love to know the real story about Yeast Lords? Probably not. I feel like it was arbitrarily made up for us.
He wants to get yeast from the yeast factory or something, or it's his factory. And then the Cyclops and the Buggies are guarding it.
Yeah.
And there's this space guy named Lord Dacius.
Yep,
And
Dacius.
They have
Or
to
Decius.
fight him, and they have battle stag technology. It's like butt-based weapons where lasers shoot out of butts. I don't know. I think it's intentionally obtuse.
Yeah.
None of the relationships make any sense in any part of this. Someone said tranny at some point, and I was like, that's not cool.
That was right at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate that either, but I felt like 2009, it's probably taking place. It feels like the movie's taking place in the 90s. Like,
No, because someone had a cell phone?
I don't know.
It was all over the place.
It was
'Cause at
all
first
over the
I
place.
thought it was the 70s with how bad everything looked.
I did not appreciate the word tranny at all. But it happened right at the end, and I was like, not that I gave it a pass, but I was like, I still want to talk about the movie because there's so many other strange parts of the movie, and it's becoming this weird TikTok phenomenon. So I felt like,
Okay,
let's
tell
just
me
talk
about
it.
that part.
Well, okay, so I at first saw the scene where they're, Cyclops there, moon buggies, etc. Then I started seeing people stitch to it and then lip sync to it. And I'm like, what the hell is this movie? And why have I never seen it? Because that part was really cool. It was like Sam Rockwell, and there were Cyclopses everywhere, and moon buggies.
Yes, this is implied.
I ignored no, there's nothing, it's not implied. There was a moon buggy. But I was like, this looks like the weirdest movie in the world. Then I remember I texted you. I was like, it's kind of a cross between a Wes Anderson film and Napoleon Dynamite. Not realizing that the Napoleon Dynamite guy had made it. At that point, then I realized that he had. And then I was like, okay, what this is, and what I mean by this being the Napoleon Dynamite trilogy, is that he had success with Napoleon Dynamite, then gets a star to be in Nacho Libre. It doesn't do as well, but
it's better than this movie.
It's got some charm to it. I always thought it was problematic having what appears to be a white guy playing supposedly a non-white guy, but we'll can throw that to the wind or whatever. It's been made, but then what this is, I think, is sort of either he signed a 3-movie deal, or it was sort of his last, the last time somebody let him do whatever he wanted to do. Do you know what I mean?
Blank check.
Yeah, it felt like this was part 3 of the blank check.
I bet there is an episode of Blank Check with Griffin and David that has this movie because Napoleon Dynamite was a success.
Maybe we should have looked it up. Maybe I should have looked it up.
We didn't look it up, but you might know, listeners.
Yeah, let us know on our Discord /
which it
whatever
will be
we have.
Jason's Twitch Discord.
We can make our own separate one.
Okay. We definitely have it planned out.
We totally have it planned out.
We know it all. Mm-hmm. I am looking at the trivia of this movie. I don't see anything interesting yet.
Oh, I will say that it is Jared Hess's lowest rated movie.
I believe it, and I think it's deserved.
I still think there are some charming moments to it.
Oh, however, a Minecraft movie is coming out in the year 2525. In 2025, a Minecraft movie is coming out, and boy, does it look bad. Back to you.
And so Hess did that one too?
He sure did. He directed it.
Very strange.
He also directed Thelma the Unicorn on Netflix, which there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with that movie. It's like a kid's movie. Right.
Yeah, that seems normal. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
I will recommend, though, Jerusha Hess. Jerusha Hess. I want to call her Hesh. But
okay.
That's not it. Who co-wrote this movie. Also wrote and directed Austenland, starring Carrie Russell and Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh, great. Well,
it's also very silly, but I enjoyed that one much, much more. They basically, I don't know this, but it seems like they let Jennifer Coolidge improvise whatever she wanted, and that's the way to use Jennifer Coolidge.
I think so.
Because she is very funny.
I also think it is kind of shocking that, once again, I did not know this movie existed, right? Mm-hmm. It made $113 million.
It also was rated 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Or did it make $113,000?
Jason, you should know this.
Maybe it only,
Okay, it was budgeted for $10 million, but its box office was $118,000. It is an unmitigated failure.
It failed. I thought it made $113 million.
Sir, that is a small fraction.
$118,000.
No, this was a flop. The film received mostly negative reviews and holds a 19% rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 79 reviews by critics and sites. The consensus reads, unselfconsciously juvenile and overwhelmingly quirky. Gentleman Broncos offers a lot of potty humor, but isn't terribly funny. Metacritic gave it a generally unfavorable 28 out of 100 based on 21 reviews. Roger Ebert gave this film 2 out of 4 stars, writing that Hess invents good characters, but they quickly become lost in a disjointed and meandering story. Our boy Raj was a little generous, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I've got news for you, though.
What?
I guess because of the TikTok sensation,
yes,
its tomato meter is now 20%.
Well, that's the TikTok effect for you, everyone. Honestly, I think the best form of this movie is TikTok. I mean, It's in a very short format. You don't have to know anything and just see, the visually funny parts.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably the best way to view it. So if you were to ask me, do I recommend this movie? I would say no. Just have more fun on TikTok. You're doing fine.
I would probably tend to agree. I think I like the movie more than you do, but I think I like pieces of it. So there you go. TikTok.
I also read that it was in theaters, but since the feedback was so bad, it was pulled out.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, now sometimes that can actually controversy can give credence to a revival, right? And so, we got to see the movie that they pulled out of theaters.
Do we though?
But I guess that didn't happen this time.
I mean, if it was pulled out for, reasons that are terrible, like censorship of, ideas that are contrary to, conventional wisdom or whatever, then, maybe that'd be worth it. Like a banned book from the library. Mm-hmm. But that's not what this is. It was not a very good movie, and it was pulled out because it was received poorly, and deservedly so. And I'm not ganging up on you, Jason, and blaming this on you. Just to be clear,
But
it's just a bad movie.
Okay.
You didn't make it.
No, I didn't make it.
And the people who made it have made much, much better things. I think every single person involved in this movie has made something else much better. This is no one's peak.
Right. And actually, I mean, we haven't talked about, we talked about how much we love Jennifer Coolidge and Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
But Jermaine Clement is awesome, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's been in a lot of really funny things. Flight of the Conchords, the What We Do in the Shadows
Oh, my
film,
God. Yes. My favorite.
Even he, in my opinion, has the best song in Moana 1, in the first Moana.
Shiny?
Yeah, he's the crab,
Yep.
the singing crab. I think it's the best song in the whole movie.
Have you seen Moana 2 yet?
I have not.
I have heard it's not good.
I have also heard that.
And the music is also worse.
Well, there's no Lin-Manuel. He was like, I'm out of here.
You know what? He is a talented writer.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's successful, I think. And, someone took a lot of great parts and a lot of great people in this movie, and they smashed it all together, and we got Gentlemen Broncos on the other side.
Let's see. Production. In December 2007, JoBlo.com reported that Jared and Jerusha Hess had signed with Fox Searchlight Pictures to produce Gentlemen Broncos based on a spec script they had written. The deal called for Jared Hess to direct and Mike White, who co-wrote Nacho Libre, with them to produce. Hess brought Angarano onto the project based on his performance in the film Snow Angels, which also starred Rockwell. Okay, this is all like I know someone.
Right. Oh, I know the perfect person for this.
Yeah. Let's see.
I will say IMDb has it rated higher than Nacho Libre, which I'm a little...
That doesn't seem right to me.
It has Nacho Libre at 5.9 and Gentlemen Broncos at 6.1.
I don't love Nacho Libre, but I think it's unequivocally better than this. Like, without a doubt.
I would agree. It's interesting, though, IMDb has Napoleon Dynamite at a mere 7.0 when I feel like it was much more beloved than that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a difference between did you like it and was it good that I always try to remember when reviewing media and looking over reception and critical consensus. And you can like something that's bad. I sure do all the time. I mean, when people ask me about the Star Wars sequel trilogy, I often am like, well, there were parts of this that I liked and I admired. But do I think it was good? No, I don't.
Right. You're talking 7, 8, and 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Not the originals and not the prequels.
Not the prequel trilogy. Got it. Yeah. Sequel trilogy.
Always remember that. There is a difference between did you like it and was it good, and there's a difference between being nice and being good, too. Do you want to do some dialogue from the movie?
Sure. Yeah. Where do you have that?
It's on IMDb.
Okay.
Under quotes.
Should we start with the top one?
Yes.
Do you want to do it?
You can do it because you have a better Brutus. No, that's the other Brutus.
That's Brutus. You do Brutus, and I'll do Bronco.
Okay. Cyclops there. Cyclops there. Cyclops there. turrets, moon buggies. Oh my holy crap. Surveillance does. I hate those. This is ridiculous. This is the most well-guarded yeast factory I've ever seen.
That's what brought me in, honestly. That's what pulled me
Yeast factory.
Well, I ignored that part. Or I thought it was...
Yeast is everywhere, man. It's like in the nature.
It is. But what I mean by that is I saw that clip on TikTok and I was like, what the hell is this? Yeast factory? Okay, fine. Like maybe there's something going on here. But can I do the next quote?
Yes.
This is Chevalier. Without a doubt, the best line I've ever written is this. Referring to her neck, she squawked, "This is not a wart. This is the Chancellor of the Galaxy. Now let us in."
Woo!
And I believe everyone clapped after he said that.
Because it was so good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
This one is a misquote because Brutus is actually Bronco. So I could be Bronco here.
Do it.
And you could be Duncan. Ready?
All right.
You took my nads!
We only took one.
You took my nads, Dennis!
Dennis? I'm Dennis?
Yeah. Next quote.
One of my trolls is named Teacup.
I don't like it. I would go with Traginus every time. Yes?
But I like Teacup better.
It's not a question of liking it better. It's just, as an author, I'm picturing myself as a troll mother. I've just given birth to a litter of troll cubs, and they're covered in placentae, pawing at my many teats for the vital, life-giving colostrum. I'm not thinking, teacup, am I? It's just not believable. And if I don't believe it, the reader doesn't believe it. Traganus, Tracoan, Trodi, names in this vein, if female, Tragina.
They're all like Traginus or Trajanus. We know what he's saying. There's one with Benjamin and Chevalier. That's okay. So how do I avoid situations like that? I mean, the idea of somebody bastardizing my work really freaks me out.
I see. Have they paid you yet?
Yeah, they gave me a check.
Well, cash that check immediately. Enjoy your money. I mean, isn't that why we do what we do, dagnabbit? For the money, for the riches of the earth. When the future generations will look back, do you think they will remember us for our writing? No, but for the wealth we have accumulated. Why do you think I wear this bracelet? And who knows? Perhaps these producers may create something even better than your original version.
Almost never is that true. Just ask George Railroad Martin. This is no longer a quote from the movie. I am talking as Kim. You are welcome, everybody. Those are the best parts. Put them on TikTok. There you go.
Yeah, that, I think, was a scene that I really did enjoy.
For the money!
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet money. That is why we create art.
George Railroad Martin, huh?
Uh-huh. That's what I assume the RR stands
Oh,
for.
okay. Or I thought maybe you were saying that, like, his stories got railroaded.
In some ways they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in another way, though, he didn't finish writing Game of Thrones, or Winds of Winter to be precise. So what are they going to do? Write something better? Doubt it. If you want them to accurately depict your work, you finish your work. George, stop writing about football on your blog.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I didn't know.
I think you did know.
What, that he writes about football on his blog?
He'll write about anything to not write that book.
Oh, well.
It's never going to get written. It's never going to get written, Jason.
It's on his 1989 word processor.
It's never happening. I think just the way that Game of Thrones, the series, ended. I mean, we've gone way off tangent.
We have,
whatever.
but I think it is
he's just not going to do it. He's probably like traumatized by how poorly the final 2 seasons went.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I wouldn't have done that. And we're like, well, what would you do? And he goes, well, bye-bye.
Well, wait to find out. Yeah. I've never seen fandom love something so much and then hate something so much as Game of Thrones.
House of the Dragon has really had to work hard to get the goodwill back.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, did the previous series really blow it. And it's hard for House of the Dragon, too, because we only get 8 episodes every 2 years.
I know. how do they expect us to, like, you know, be on board with something that we get so infrequently?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to remember what was happening, and also, I mean, the characterization is really off from the book. I could do a whole separate podcast about this, about how the book Targaryens are so different than the show Targaryens, and how it's much less of a kind of fair battle between morally gray characters, and like, here's who you're supposed to cheer for, and here are the bad guys. I prefer the gray version.
And I think in the original Game of Thrones, they did a good job keeping it gray for as long as they could.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't read that because it's just so much longer.
Yeah. No. I mean the show.
I watched the whole show, but I didn't read the book series.
But don't you think that show, they kept characters more gray than they are doing now on House of the Dragon?
Yeah, because I could find reasons to care about Jaime and sometimes Cersei, you know?
Yeah.
And I could see where the Starks did wrong. So
Sure.
yeah, it's closer to gray, but I would say you still know who the heroes and who the villains are.
Fair enough.
But in the original Fire and Blood, they all have very good and very bad qualities. There's nobody who's really a good guy and really who's totally a bad guy, which I did appreciate about it. And yeah, there's a lot more barbs in there as well, and a lot of really killer lines. And Rhaenyra is different. Yeah.
And I would say in House of the Dragon, all the names are so similar on television that you're like, wait, who? Which? What? Wow? Rhaenyra?
Oh, I know the difference.
Because you read the book. But if
Well,
you didn't...
no, I'm also like, I'm kind of obsessed with the show. And it's
Okay.
like, it has problems, like big problems, especially in season 2, but I still like it a lot.
Okay.
I've covered it professionally. So,
Yeah.
see, I'm bringing it back to my profession.
Now, does that mean that we won't be covering it on this podcast?
We will, but, are we going to wait 2 years? Probably.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's cover things that are actually coming out and we can watch.
You mean like this movie from 2009?
This was your idea, not
You're
mine.
right. It was mine.
I didn't pitch this.
But I feel like it's okay. We've for us to do things that are evergreen as well. And I would call this one maybe Ever Brown.
Bubbling pustules.
Yeah. But it's,
Oh, boy.
I would still, look, if you're listening to this, you've probably seen it because we've spoiled the whole thing.
No, don't see it. If you haven't seen it, I don't recommend it. Just, again, TikTok. Just watch TikTok. You don't even have to watch TikToks of this movie. Just enjoy the social media platform TikTok. That's a plug for TikTok. I don't work for them.
Yeah. Maybe you are pitching yourself for that. Could happen.
I don't think I could because I don't even post on my TikTok channel.
I barely post on mine, too.
It's kind of a dead channel, but I'll try. Maybe. I don't
Maybe
know.
now after this.
Follow me and see if I do.
Yeah. TikTok could...
I might change my mind entirely and pop off.
Yeah, by the time we post this, in a few weeks' time, everything could change.
Yeah, it could. All right. Well, we didn't talk about what we've been up to lately at the top of this episode because we jumped right into the movie.
Yeah, because we were so excited to talk about it.
Because I was mad about it and I had to say something. I had to start screaming, but I'm over it now. I'm done screaming.
I'm a little surprised only because you were like, okay, I can do an episode on this. And I thought, okay, she likes it enough to do an episode on it.
I said I can do it. I didn't say I liked it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You said I can do an episode. So I thought, oh, she kind of likes it enough to do an episode.
No, you got to follow my wording because I don't lie, but it's all there on the page, man. You can tell when I don't like something and when I do like something and I'm not saying it.
I'm learning.
So, as of this recording, you have recently gotten back from a whirlwind tour of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I've never been there.
I will admit I was apprehensive about going. But then when I got there, I realized that people are people, man. Like everybody just wants to live their life and be cool.
You've never sounded more like Ben and or Jerry in your life.
Well, I like both of them because make I like their ice cream. But no, I had a fantastic time. I think that in the next 10 years, people are going to really want to go there a lot. I think that they're doing a lot of amazing things over there. They're going for it with tourism. They want tourism.
How many stupid amusement parks are there? Because that's what I'm into.
Well, Six Flags will be ready next year. It's almost done. It's going to be the largest Six Flags in the world.
Are they going to have to add another flag?
Maybe it'll be Seven Flags. They might.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
They're building an entire city next to their capital city that's all just for entertainment.
Oh, like Cancun in Mexico. That's not by anything, but it was built purely for tourism.
Right. They're kind of doing something like that, but like on the largest scale you've ever seen. I'll send you a video about it. It's quite fascinating. But I went over there for because I sing on the Final Fantasy XIV soundtrack.
That's why you were there.
And that's why I was there, and we did 2 concerts. They flew us all over there, including the Tokyo Philharmonic and the Tokyo Choir.
Really?
Yeah.
That part is... I'm most impressed by that. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I sang with them in the end of 2022. I sang with the Tokyo Philharmonic. And usually when we do these concerts, we will bring selected soloists over, but then we'll use a local orchestra. So like in London, I sang with the BBC orchestra.
Oh, nice.
And in China, the Guangzhou Symphony, which was amazing. And like every place we've gone, it's been an amazing symphony. But for this one, they're like, let's bring everybody. Bring
boy.
And
that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. The lady in charge of all that, her name is Nini, and my hat is off to Nini because she coordinated over 200 people flying from America and Japan to Saudi Arabia and making sure we all we're good. And she did it. She pulled it off.
That's a lot of work, and I don't envy her.
Yeah.
Event planning is hard, and the more people you add, the harder it is.
Yep.
Wow. Cool.
So but the best part, I would say, as I always said, look, if I'm going to Saudi Arabia, if there's some way I can do it, I want to ride a camel.
And you did.
And I got to ride a camel.
How was that?
That was super fun. I thought it was going to stink, and it didn't stink at all. Huh. I was outside, so I don't know, maybe if we were in a confined space or something, it might have stunk, but it didn't.
Well, horses stink in confined places too, so.
Yeah. So it was awesome. I don't know. I can't wait to go back. So there you go.
There you go. How much commission do you get from the tourism board?
Zero. I had a really good time.
Okay. I'm kidding. I'm sure it was great.
Yeah.
I've been watching today. I guess we'll bleep this out if it's not allowed, but I'm interviewing the cast of Goosebumps Season 2.
Okay.
So I'm watching the Season 2 screeners now.
Okay.
And it's pretty good, I gotta say. Because I watched the 90s version of Goosebumps, and it was kind of hokey and cheap.
Right.
Not that well acted. But the new one, it looks a lot better. The acting and writing is a lot better than the 90s. David Schwimmer is in this season.
Huh.
So it's more of an anthology piece where each season is its own thing. So last season was Justin Long and a totally different cast. And this season is David Schwimmer and a totally new cast. And it's a different concept altogether. I think that's a cool way to do a horror anthology, which is give it a whole season, but then that's it. I want more than one episode, but maybe it's cool to switch it up a little bit.
Did you read the Goosebumps
I sure
books
did.
when you were a kid? Okay, so cool. So you have context for some of these stories you even remembered?
Vaguely. Okay. I only remember the hits. It's been quite a while since I read those. I did major in literature. However, we didn't read any Goosebumps in my college literature courses.
Was Jack Black involved in some of these?
He was in one of the movies, which is different than these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the same property for the most part.
From R.L. Stine. Yeah. So it's like based on some of his more, famous or notable Goosebumps stories. So I'm going to talk to them, and then I'm going to come back and do news hits and then toss to a different part of the interview every day for a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm lucky that I actually like this. Because I was like, oh boy, I hope it's good. It's good. So cool.
That's
Great.
a relief.
It's always a relief when you like the assignment you're working on. Mm-hmm. It's not always been the case, as I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we won't say what. What or which.
I mean, I'm sure you could figure it out if you really wanted to, but I don't. It's fine. No, I won't say what it is. No. I think everybody who does what I do has things that are part of the job and things that are genuinely of interest. Yeah.
Yes. And often they overlap because we wouldn't get into...
I wouldn't get into it if I didn't enjoy it, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I've certainly... I've played video games that were bad, but I got into the field because of video games that were good. And here it's just like the same for movies and television.
Yeah.
Those are my 3 primary topics of coverage.
As a voice actor, it's always a relief if I get cast in a video game that's good.
Yeah?
You know?
So people will play it and hear you?
Right. And I often, on more than many occasions, I suppose, I've thought, this is going to be great. Mm-hmm. I have a great role in this game and everything's going to be awesome. And either it flopped or in some cases, it never came out.
That's the thing. Like, it's hard to be excited about or tell people that you're excited about something because it's not real until after it happens.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been cast in things before. Mm-hmm. And then I've been like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm in blah, blah, blah. It's going to be so good. And then later, blah, blah, blah doesn't come out or it comes out and I'm not in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I shouldn't have said a single thing. It really kills your excitement.
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. There have been and I've been told that this happens to every voice actor, that because sometimes you're brought in to replace someone else, and then every once in a while you get replaced for whatever reason. Could be political, could be whatever, and that certainly takes a blow on your ego.
I mean, yeah.
And then something comes out and you think it's going to be you and it's not you. That happened to me once.
Would be so upset.
Yeah. That happened to me on a game, and I recorded everything. I was actually replacing someone else.
So they had a third
and
replacement?
And then they had another replacement. So they recorded me, paid me, the thing comes out, and it's somebody else.
Okay, no one can see this, but my jaw is down. That is wild.
Yeah. I'll tell you about it.
Off mic?
Off mic, yeah. Off the air, as they say.
Off the air with no Ryan Seacrest?
Yeah.
Cool.
He does enough.
Well, that's the opposite of on the air with Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
All right. Does that about do it for us today?
I think it does. Right. So thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll be back soon.
We'll probably record a better outro for this.
I think we will.
If this airs without the new outro, I'm going to be really embarrassed.
I think it should air with this outro then. Let's just air it with this one. No, I am going to
freak out. I'm going to start screaming and crying. I'm going to break a window for fun.
Don't do
anger,
that.
Out of anger, not fun.
Well, just make sure they're your windows and not mine. How about that?
No deal.
Okay.
And then put the music in over there.
Goodbye, everybody. All right.
Intro Skippers with Jason Charles Miller and Kim Horcher is produced and edited by Kim Horcher and Jason Charles Miller. The name order doesn't really matter. Additional writing by Kim Horcher. Theme song and incidental music by Jason Charles Miller. Take it away, me. You can rate and review this show on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars only, please. And you might find your review read on a future episode. Got a question? Email us at introskipperspod@gmail.com. That too could be featured on a future episode. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Intro Skippers on your favorite podcast platform. All right, for getting this far, you get a reward. I stopped talking.